Our first London adventure was the Harwood Arms, the only pub that has a Michelin star. The menu changes, so you can look it up ahead of time if you want on the day that you're going, but we did the 2-course option, so we got to pick a starter and a main, and then we ordered a snack as well, the venison scotch egg. There's also a 3-course option where you can pick the starter, the main, and the pudding or the dessert, but we didn't do that. We just did the 2-course option.
Fried crispy on the outside.
Yeah. It's an egg within the egg.
Either way, good. Like fried piece of meat.
They did something with the egg yolk that look at it.
Oh, it's like caramelized. Or candied.
Horseradish. If you don't want the rest of that, I'll eat it.
Next we have soda bread with creme fraiche butter.
Thick bread.
For the starter, I got the warm Duxford salad with beetroot. There's the beetroot. It's duck and duck confit. And Jeremy got the garlic soup, which he said was already good. So I just tried some of this with the duck. With orange zest.
Chinese medicine, everything is so connected. It's incredible. So I'm really excited, and I know it's
You need to need more salt.
on the first session, so I said to my wife, look,
For the main course, so I got cod, and it comes with mussels, rock beef, crispy kale, it looks like, and I think that was parsnip. But I've already eaten it, and the cod was cooked perfectly, just melts in your mouth. That's really good. Out of all the courses we had, though, I think the best one probably was the first one, the Scotch egg. This was very good. This is very good too. And we got some potatoes too, but Jeremy already ate them all. It's gin and vermouth. That's a strong one. When you do the tube, the subway in London, don't do what I did. I went to these machines because any other city I've been in, that's what you do. You go to these machines to pay. Well, when you pay, they call it cash, even though you pay with your card. When you pay that way, you're paying like twice the price. But I read online after the fact that said if you pay contactless at the turnstile, then it's like half the price. So yesterday when we went to dinner, I ended up paying like £26 for 2 one-way tickets, and I was like, that's ridiculous. So we're gonna see if it works. It worked! And then when you leave the next station, you scan your card again to pay, so it knows shows how long you went for, and then it charges you. So I'm gonna look at my bank statement and make sure that it charges me half the price.
And I checked my bank statement and it was correct. So that's what you gotta do when you use the tube in London.
Our next London adventure was Wimbledon. Jeremy likes Wimbledon, so he wanted to see the museum, and it includes a visit to the #1 court. At #1 court, this is the second most popular or biggest court that they play at. It holds 12,345 people, and there's a roof as well that can come down if it does rain. And it's not set up right now for a game because the games aren't until June, right? So a couple months away. The players will come out of these green doors right here. It's under the Rolex clock. And then where I'm standing right now is the entourage seating. So each player has their own entourage, and they'll be seated here in this row. And then there's one on the opposite end for the other player's entourage. In the soil, it's 25% clay, so that actually allows the balls to bounce more on the grass. That's what Jeremy was wondering, is how the ball actually bounces on the grass.
So we're going to head back in a moment.
We went in the museum building as well. So the first floor is the gift shop, and then the floor beneath it is the museum.
Jeremy had so much fun at court #1 that he wanted to upgrade and do the actual full tour. So it's a 90-minute tour, and you get to see center court as well. And we tried to think, why didn't I buy the tour tickets in the beginning? Well, I just realized, or the tour guide told us, that they only started redoing the tour 10 days ago. So when I bought these tickets like 3 weeks ago, the tour wasn't even an option. And they haven't been doing the tour for 2 years. So we are one of the lucky ones.
This was the court that held the longest match in Wimbledon history, 11 hours.
And behind me is the hill where people, if you don't fit in the court, they can sit out here and watch the tennis match on the big screen.
We also got to see the inner workings of the championships. We went in the media room and then the press conference room. So we got to pretend that we had won Wimbledon, and we're sitting at the press conference table to answer questions and get our picture taken.
Okay, so everyone?
It was very impressive how immaculate the grounds were. And then the tour finished up with a visit to Center Court. Unfortunately, it's under construction right now, and since the games are just a short way away, we couldn't go down to below. Our next stop was Buckingham Palace. This was before the Jubilee, so this was in April.
Seems to be doing some construction work. Is that a fountain? Airplane. Let's go check out the garden. This is Piccadilly Circus area. Looks a lot like Times Square. And if you needed a taste of American sweet sugary cereal, look no further than the Kingdom of Sweets. Look at that Dunkaroo cereal. Only 10 pounds. Captain Crunch. 12 pounds. I'm probably going to get the Dunkaroo cereal. I haven't had Dunkaroos in like 25 years.
I got the Dunkaroo cereal for my sister, and then for me, I got some green tea Hello Pandas. They weren't that good though. Now we're just buying time until we go to the Back to the Future musical. So we're walking around the theater district, looking at all the shops and all the different theaters. We also went into Chinatown. I would have been fine eating here for dinner, but Jeremy got to pick dinner, and what did he pick? Not anywhere in Chinatown. He wanted to go to Wingstop.
Do they have boneless? They do. The verdict is that these are not Wingstop fries. What about the chicken? Is it the same?
Pretty close.
The chicken is pretty close, Jeremy says.
After dinner, it was time for our show. We went to the Back to the Future musical. I really wanted to see a show while we were in London, and Jeremy, I let him decide where we go, so he picked Back to the Future.
Well, that was awesome. If you ever get a chance to go and see it, I thought it was super cool. Just the sets and the special effects and the designs, that was so cool. And the acting is very good. The music was just like the songs they came up with, you know, not the greatest, but the rest of it was amazing. So I would highly, highly recommend it. I wanted to get a t-shirt, but unfortunately they closed the concession stand at intermission, so I couldn't get a t-shirt. So maybe I can go check it out tomorrow, see if I can get a t-shirt.
On our last day in London, we did a lot of walking around, and yes, I did get my Back to the Future t-shirt.
Behind me is the nation's COVID memorial wall. So each heart is supposed to represent a loved one who was lost due to COVID. And then they have blank hearts as well, so people can come and put a new name or someone's name, a family member's name, on one of the blank hearts. Booked the London Eye and London Eye River cruise. When you book them both together, you get a little bit of a discount. So we're doing the river cruise first, and as you can see, it's very busy up here at the top. It's a nice sunny day, so a lot of people are filling up the top. It's going to be gorgeous.
Commons are elected MPs debate new legislature, and we have the House of Lords, who are selected by the Queen to ratify the decisions made by the Commons. The Commons debate on green benches, the Lords debate on red benches. Those coloured awnings are their separate dining areas. The coloured bridges were supposedly once their separate entrances, and inside this colour coding continues. They have their own separate bars, cafes, bathrooms, and all of this separation was put in place to avoid corruption. I will say no more on that. Designed by Forrest Jones in 1894. That word vascular comes from the French word bascule, meaning seesaw, and it means that the two parts of the middle can rise up and open to allow ships to pass through. In its opening year, these bascules would have opened around 6,000 times, although they open far less frequently nowadays. However, any boat that is tall enough, as long as they give 24 hours notice, the bridge will open for them, as river traffic always has right of way over road traffic here in London. Now, there is an old legend which states if you wave to the people on this bridge and receive a wave back, you'll earn 5 years good luck for the entire boat. And I believe we have a very important person on the boat today. We have Gaynor on the boat today, who just sat downstairs, 50th birthday today. So let's give a huge round of applause for Gaynor. Happy birthday from all of you and the crews. We have Freddie on the boat today. It's the 7th birthday today. Let's give a round of applause for Freddie as well. Woo!
It's Freddie's birthday too.
There you go. We got some good luck for next time. Oh yeah. That's right, it's the lastminute.com London Eye. The London Eye, standing at 135 metres high, is the world's tallest cantilevered observation rail. Cantilevered means it's supported on one side, and this is an observation rail as the pods are on the outside of it. This is not a Ferris wheel. My manager gets very upset when I use the F word. The eye has 32 pods for each borough of London, but don't be alarmed if you find the top of pod number 33. That's because we removed pod number 13 to ensure our more superstitious guests.
When you go in the pods, they put about 20 to 25 people in at a time, and it goes really slow. It takes about a half an hour to go all the way around, so it was nice just to get to look at it from the top.
Jeremy's biggest thing in going to London was wanting to go to pubs. So just walking around, we're going to find some pubs and step in. This is the Sherlock pub. I got a Pim Spritz, which is Prosecco and lemonade. And Jeremy got the Sherlock House Ale. How is it, Jeremy? He says it's good. But you can see it looks very nice in a traditional pub. You have to go up to the bar to order. I liked my drink, and Jeremy got a t-shirt, but you can see it's a cute little, nicely decorated pub. Very nice. It was right across the bridge from the London Eye. I don't know what street we're on, but it was nice. This is a very hip-hoppin' place. You have the Apple Market and the Jubilee Market. So little stalls are set up where you can buy different things. There's plenty of restaurants around here too. I guess it's called the Convent Market too. Just a bunch of different markets. When we came to London, I really wanted to get some sushi, not because London's known for sushi, but because Germany is not known for sushi. So I really wanted some sushi, so I just found this place. I had no idea what it was. Turns out it's a very fancy sushi restaurant, but we didn't have a reservation, so they sat us at the bar. But I think it's kind of cool because we get to see them work. Miso soup, hamachi, hand roll, edamame, and then Jeremy got California roll and a Tokyo roll.
I told you, it was very fancy.
Alright, moment of truth. Was it good? Yes. Was it fabulous? No. Was it worth the price? Definitely not. So for 4 drinks, 2 beers, 2 cocktails, I don't know, like 3 rolls, a couple hand rolls, a couple appetizers, 160 pounds. 160 pounds! So, definitely had better sushi at better prices elsewhere. But everything in London seems to be so expensive. Oh well.
And that was our trip to London. So if you haven't looked at them already, I have all my other UK videos up and you can check them out.